So with a closed form, in theory, you can have the top be the bottom, or so you can change it once it's done. You know, the bottom can become the top can become the bottom. So this is going to help me do a little pull a little bit by collaring in. So what I did is I opened up and then I just collared in the top a little bit, so I'm already in that slight angled in look. That's really all the hard stuff right there. Because it's like that first pull can often be really difficult. So now we're going to keep on collaring in heavily because I want to be able to close it. And I don't want to have to work real hard when I get around to the closing part.
Well, you're still going to pull a lot up, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to, if I don't do that earlier rather than later.
Process?
I'm going to thin them as far as I want to thin them, but because I'm going to be doing the carving thing, I don't want to.
Carve on one side.
Well, I'm going to do a design thing, which is going to involve cutting into the clay.
So you're purposefully leaving them like that?
Yeah, we're going to leave them thicker than we might.
Effort, made the work more effort. No. I did. So who was that?
Only I could translate that skill into figuring out how many jelly beans are in the jar.
This is only like 5 pulls. You're putting a twist in it?
No, I'm just looking at the. I just wanted to go down because sometimes I get a much better read of how thick it is if I go up and down. And this is about even all the way up, which is right about where I want it to be actually. I don't want to get this too thin because we're going to be doing some work later. So we need to do a couple things. Which are semi-complicated in that they're kind of going to be working against each other. So one is we want to put some shape in, and we also need to close it up.
So that's as much as you're going to pull. And did you collar in at all, or you just pull?
No, I've been collaring in at each one. Okay. Alright, so we'll take the water out because we've got to be real careful to make sure. We don't want to trap water in there, standing water in there. Some cleanup, so clean up the bottom. And we'll just do like a little, this is just like a little slurry removal activity here.
You're doing 2 ribs?
Yeah. So that's a lot of weight to take off. So it's all really, really wet.
Why it's not good to have a slurry on the surface?
Well, the thing is that once I start to close and start to try and get this stuff to move, the slurry is really heavy. So, you know, some people throw a slurry and that's fine, but what you can end up in this situation where the slurry is weighing your pot down. So I tend to just remove it all the time and compress.
But does that affect the surface of a final glazed pot?
I mean, it does in terms of how I hold the ribs and whether I make it a scratchy surface or a smooth surface or whatever, sure. So I want to bring this in some more. So that was just a little collar. And the next little thing I'm going to do is I've got my middle finger is inside underneath. And my outside fingers are pressing in.
Sorry.
Which just helps. Yeah. So the middle finger's right under there for support. So I'm going to leave it at this point. Leave that exactly where it is. And now we're going to put some give me this shape here. Really going up and down.
Getting off the slurry?
Well, I'm shaping them.
Oh,
The slurry is building up.
pushing it out. I mean, it's like the baby's little foot inside the
Yeah.
belly. That's what I'm seeing is the little foot.
You can angle a metal rib. If you angle a metal rib, you can make a really, really pretty surface. It'll make a very, very, very perfect, smooth.
When you push it with the metal rib from inside, you put it at kind of like very steep angle against the clay.
Well, it's 90 degrees,
90 degrees.
pretty much.
Oh.
No, well, the shaping is going to
Yeah.
be, the shaping is a function of whether you're applying pressure.
Ah.
You can hold the rib any direction you want, and it's going to change the shape if you apply pressure. I'm going to be a little careful because, you know, now I've dried it out a little bit. I need to be cautious that I don't hit a dry spot with my fingers because then it'll